So today I thought we'd have a little bit of a conversation about the Rush game mode in Battlefield 4. Now, I've expressed my views on this game mode before, but I sort of want to recap those and give some ideas as to how we could actually fix the Rush game mode, because at the moment it really isn't up to scratch in Battlefield 4 in comparison to BF3 and Bad Company 2. So today I've included some Hainan Resort Rush gameplay. Now this is a prime example of why Rush doesn't work in Battlefield 4. The first set of MCOMs are extremely close to the defender's spawn and extremely far away from the attacker's spawn. Now, I understand that in Rush you need to make sure that the defenders get to the base before the attackers do, otherwise you're just going to end up with a game mode that continuously lets the attackers win every single time because they're the ones that get there first. Of course, the idea of the game is if you are the defenders, you need to hold those bases, so it makes sense to let the defenders actually get there before the attackers do. Now that's great, that works on Hainan Resort, but the whole enemy team end up right at the front of the baseline before the attackers have even got anywhere near the actual base. They're still in all their boats, they're still in all of their sort of helicopters, all coming towards the base, and they're easily just going to get shot out of the sky, their boats are going to get taken out, and as soon as they come on land, they're just going to get shot in the face. Also, the MCOMs are too close together. They're literally about 30 feet away from each other, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. I can't understand why one MCOM wasn't placed a little bit further back, up on the sand dunes there maybe, and one kept down on the bunker at the front. And here we come to our first point. The MCOM placement in Rush at the moment doesn't exactly suit the game mode, and doesn't give a fair balance between the two teams. It's obvious that in most of the game modes, the defenders are going to win simply because the MCOMs are placed in such a way that it's impossible for the attackers to get there without some sort of secrecy, some sort of flanking options. There just isn't any way for them to do it because it's so open and the MCOMs are right in the way so that the defenders can just stand there and then shoot the attacking team as they run towards them. Another good example is Golmud Railway, the first set of MCOMs on Rush. The defenders, all they have to do is stand at the top of the hill and shoot down as the attackers try to run towards them. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to put those two MCOMs right on the train line, in a line, so you can actually see the other MCOM while you're arming one, you can see the other one. It makes no sense to me. There's no strategic value to it. You don't really get a sense of, wow, I managed to blow up an MCOM on that map, because if you do manage to blow it up, you've done a really good job of actually getting down there and managing to do it. But once you've got there, if you've armed one, you can just run along and arm the other one. So I don't really see how that really makes a good gameplay effect, really. And going along with the MCOM placement, of course, comes with the map design. In Battlefield 4, the maps are built to work with every single game mode like they were with Battlefield 3. In Bad Company 2, maps were specifically designed to work with certain game modes, or once they were designed, a game mode was implemented, and if it didn't work with that game mode, then it wasn't included in the game, which I think is a really good way to go about things. You're not then forced to play a game like Rush on a map like Paracel Storm that doesn't really work very well because it's so orientated towards the defending team, and it's so difficult to actually build strategic bases around the map that the game mode doesn't work properly. It's much more suited to Conquest because of the island setup. The same way Golmud Railway is really suited to Conquest because it's very wide open, very large. There's not a lot of cover either, and that means it's really good for Conquest because the bases can be scattered across the map. But in Rush, there's no cover at all, you're always running up on a hill as an attacker, which means you're just going to get shot every single time. So I think the first major improvement that could have been made for Battlefield 4 was to simply only implement game modes on maps that actually worked for that game mode. It's obvious that certain maps just really don't suit the Rush game mode, and therefore why should you include Rush on a map that it doesn't work on? It just doesn't make sense to me. So I think going back to the old Bad Company 2 way of things, of only implementing game modes on certain maps that it actually fits, would probably have been a better way to go and would actually improve the Rush game mode in Battlefield 4. One more thing with the Rush game mode is the commander function. Now I can understand why it's been put in there by DICE. It was a key feature in the build up to Battlefield 4, and one of the reasons that a lot of people actually bought the game. But in Rush mode, I don't really think it works on servers with lots of players on it. Now, if you're running a 48-man or a 64-man server, and you've got a commander, they can set a high-value target as soon as somebody's got 1 kill. It's no longer 10 kills to be a high-value target, it's now 1. It was changed in the most recent update. Now, in the gameplay you're watching right now, it should be the M40A5 gameplay that I've got up for you today. I was actually marked as the high value target here, so I could hardly move forward at all. The whole enemy team knew where I was because I was marked on the minimap at all times, which means I couldn't actually play a stealthy role. I couldn't sit back and take people out from far away if my head was poking out because I was likely to get sniped, because I was constantly visible. And that seems completely counterproductive to the game mode I'm actually playing. The idea being that you want to sneak up, get those MCOMs armed before the defending team realise what you're doing, get it blown up and win the game for your team. I couldn't do that as the high value target, so I felt like I was being stopped from doing the thing that I'm actually playing the game for. I don't really know if it sort of annoys anyone else, but for me, really the high value target in Rush, or at least the commander function completely, I don't really think should be in there because I don't really think it has a place in that game mode. But anyway, those are just my opinions on the Rush game mode available in Battlefield 4 and how I think they need to be improved. But I'm guessing you guys will have completely different opinions to me, and that's great, so make sure you leave them in the comment section down below. You can always comment on the things that I've said, or make sure you leave your own opinions as well, because I do try and read as many as I can. Just one more quick thing, that Titanfall video that I put up around a week ago got a really good reception from you guys first of all, so I want to thank you for that. It is something I'm going to be including on my channel in the future. And because I put that video up and it got a really good response, the guys at EA have invited me to a world exclusive Titanfall event this evening. So as the video goes live right now, I'm in London playing the game and I get to capture some world exclusive footage for you, which I will be putting up on my channel sometime next week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But that is the end of the video, guys, so thank you for watching today. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like, as it shows me you want me to continue making these kind of videos. And as I said already, make sure you do leave a comment down below. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.